sounds like a lot of fun. Besides, I can tell how hard you've been working. You're doing something amazing and you should be proud of it, you know? So let me help you turn something stressful into something fun.
Never mind.
Yeah?
I definitely didn't try to use the fart soundboard, and it failed on me. Oh, what a huge disappointment in my life.
No, it's okay.
If nothing else, I'm good at that, so... Oops!
Oh, what's this?
Oh my god.
It's a little poem I wrote. Here I go. What do you think? It took me all night.
Do you want to go over this recruitment brainstorm together?
Yes, I'll sit down. Okay, sorry, I'll get up. My brainstormed so hard.
Let's see, the next thing on the list. Hunt for people reading books. I like this one. Hunt for people, hunt for people, hunt people, hunt people, kill. I don't think I get it.
Sayori dashes out of the room, leaving Monica momentarily alone. Oh, thank God. Monica sighs and starts jotting her thoughts on a piece of paper.
Hey, I'm Grumps. I'm not so Grump. And we're the GameGrumps.
All right, welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club DLC content. Well, I guess the C is for content. I just did the RIP in peace thing.
It's RIP and peace. Well, technically, this is of course the screensaver starts right now. Technically, this is Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. There's not actually DLC. You have to get Plus to get the side stories, right? I don't know.
I just showed up.
And frankly, I don't care.
Okay.
So here we go.
Great.
And the only movement is the afternoon sunlight trickling its way in and out of the moving clouds. Sayori breaks the moment with a big yawn.
Yeah, that's not Sayori.
Time to go home.
You tell me. You're the president, El Presidente. You tell me. You're the president.
In that case, stay here forever. Today's meeting is officially over. I look forward to tomorrow.
Me too.
Sayori beams and grabs her things.
You can go on ahead. I need a few minutes still.
Oh, I can wait.
That's all right. I just want some alone time.
In that case.
Sayori waves enthusiastically at Monica.
Good luck.
At her alone time?
Yeah, I guess.
Monica smiles and waves in return as Sayori spins her way out of the classroom.
Yeah, I was just thinking like chairs and desks flying everywhere.
Wow, I like her.
All alone, she sighs to herself and takes a minute to zone out.
Shutting down.
She wasn't prepared for the self-reflection encouraged by Sayori, but she decides it was something she probably needed right about now.
The club that I need the most. I don't get it. I just wanted to start a club with more passion. Something that I could use to help lead people to happiness.
So they could enjoy their last few minutes before the robot apocalypse.
The inevitable robot apocalypse. That's why I am looking forward to tomorrow. Literature is the key to that. Because it's the window to the real person inside of us. And underneath the person who's forced to always smile and bludgeon.
Yes?
No. I was waiting for a longer line. Please continue.
The person who's forced to be perfect.
Like a perfect killing machine.
Monica suddenly notices a folder on the floor by her desk.
Did Sayori leave this behind? I hope it doesn't have her homework in it.
Worried, Monica opens the folder to check.
Poems. My one weakness.
It's a folder of poems.
No!
Become the flower. A feeling of joy as a flower plucked from the ground. The color, the scent, it's so pretty in my hair. Every day I pluck some flowers as though they grew just for me. A lifetime of peace and nourishment, yanked away in an instant. All for me, Oh, for joy! I need more! I need more joy! I need more happy! Pluck, pluck, pluck! Every day! Pluck, pluck, pluck! So pretty in my hair! So pluck, pluck, pluck! You're going to die, and you too.
Oh my God.
Salvato.
Beneath my feet, a flower stands alone. It beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends? I look in every direction, and the field I stand in, the prosperous field, it is a barren wasteland, the fruits of my labor, the carnage of my joy. And that is why I've decided I must become the flower.
Wait, is that good?
What the? She cannot become a flower, shutting down. Dividing by 0. Wait, Sayori. ...
Oh,
That was the first side story.
Wow. All right. Well, we probably should have known that. And
Well, no, it's okay because there's a second
okay.
part.
Okay, let's jump right into it.
We gotta play them in order.
I see.
Another day passes in a flash, and it's already time for the next club meeting. Although Monica should have come up with a plan for today's club tasks, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem.
Don't say poem. Say poem. I'm so stupid. How did I let myself be the center of attention?
This is the type of line. Sayori's chords. These kind of feelings that are good for me instead of the other way around.
What kind of person does it?
Yeah, it's so much fun.
I've been trying to perfect the song version of it, where it's like
What song is that?
Here's your one chance, fans, and don't let me down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, anyway.
This whole time I didn't think to ask about her own feelings. So much for the stupid visual.
Sayori enters the clubroom with her usual smile.
Thank God.
It's in her hand! Ah!
Every time Sayori disappears for a little while and returns, I'm like, oh, thank you.
She's still here.
Yeah.
But upon seeing the downcast Monica, her smile quickly fades into an expression of concern.
Monica,
She turns that frown right side up.
is everything okay?
I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible...
Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend.
Shut up, no I'm not.
We've known each other for 3 entire days. And you've done such things as talk to me?
Monica shakes her head.
And shoot down my cupcakes idea. You're the best friend I've ever had.
I made this all about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours.
Sayori responds quietly.
What are you talking
But as she says that, her face darkens. Through the silence, Sayori mutters her realization.
I lost my folder.
Monica stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response.
I wasn't ready to share those.
Well, I read them.
Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that.
But why? We're friends, right?
Explain to him as you would a child.
Wordlessly, Sayori nods.
Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you're here for me.
Another long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. They're training in the gravity chamber.
Does anyone go to this school? This is different. It wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club that you hit me with. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish.
What the fuck?
Monica massages her forehead, her own forehead.
Right.
Why you stop?
What is this?
What are you doing? Struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things, but as unfair as it is for Monica to pry, it's also painful for Monica to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend.
I'm sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy.
No, I don't blame you for looking.
I'm like super interesting.
Yeah. It's my curse. You would have at least needed to check it if it was mine.
Yeah.
Monica takes a deep breath.
Even Santa checks his list twice.
Okay. I understand.
So what am I? Naughty or nice?
I understand that you don't want me to worry, and I think I'll be able to put this aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me something?
I won't tell anyone you're real and that your elves work for you at the North Pole. Promise you what?
Monica pauses to collect her thoughts.
Collecting. 85%, 90, 95. This is the Literature Club. It's a place where people can express themselves in the ways that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision.
Univision.
Right the way into your heart. Or whatever. So I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want to be here for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves, like that.
Sayori smiles gently.
I'll promise if you promise.
Well, I'll promise if you promise.
I'll promise if you promise to promise my promise.
Well, I'll promise if you promise to promise that you promised to earlier about the promise.
Promise.
I'm sorry. I'm Sayori.
Unable to help it, Monica returns Sayori's smile.
I promise.
Me too.
Me 3.
What?
Brunhilde.
Did somebody say Literature Club? Yay! The end. As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. With that behind them, it's time to proceed with the club activities.
Activity 1, excluding Brunhilde.
So, want to teach me about poetry?
Huh? But what about recruitment?
It's fine. We have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this.
Well, we can't always do the things we want to do.
I mean, I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know.
I fucking love.
There's no way I could say no to that. Just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. Just because I'm in school.
That's fine. I think I just need, like, some motivation. I never know where to start when it comes to writing poems.
Starting isn't so hard. You just need to write down your feelings and see where it takes you. Like for me, it takes me to terrible poetry. A world of terrible poetry.
Flowers, flowers, flowers. Well, you get the idea.
Yeah, but that wouldn't come out any good.
It's not supposed to.
What?
You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kinds of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first and then make it sound pretty later. It's not building a railroad where you go from one end to the other. It's more like a college where you find all the things you want and then put in, and then you arrange them in a pretty way, and you find a major, and you just kind of drift around, and then you can't pay off your student loans for like 25 years. Oh, collage!
You get really drunk all the time.
At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way. But it's a really good way not to get stuck right at the beginning.
I understand. I already hate this. Yeah, I always get so caught up in how it sounds that I forget about what's actually important.
The death of you.
Monica pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on. Oops, she kills Sayori.
Stop being a perfectionist. You idiot. You idiot!
Should I go?
I'm just kidding.
Monica scribbles out, "you idiot," after she writes it down.
No, No, keep it, idiot.
It'll remind you of who you are.
What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot?
No, you called yourself an idiot. Quit hitting yourself.
You stupid idiot.
Quit emotionally hitting yourself. Of course not. But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? So you're under arrest. Be as dramatic as you want.
But I was just, well, yeah.
Underneath the scribble, Monica rewrites "you idiot." She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her.
It's kind of funny how I wrote down what I'm mad at myself for, and then I did that exact thing anyway. This is really gonna take some getting used to.
And like the Looney Tunes, like,
Poetry police, pull over. I'm writing you 1 ticket for believing in you.
Thanks. I do too. Me, I mean. But also you, of course.
Monica continues the exercise, jotting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking it, but after a while, with Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all of her random thoughts.
So adorable. I'm gonna hold you in contempt of cute.
Please stop. Phew.
Monica looks up and down at her sheet.
Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it. But it's also kind of liberating.
I love Liberace too. I can tell how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems.
Don't give me too much credit. I'd have to really try. I'd have to try really, really, really hard at it. Really. But I think it's something really that I'll enjoy doing soon. With you, really.
Sayori beams.
I'll stop here. But we still have time.
When I beam, I shoot laser beams.
Oh my god.
Let's try to work on a new flyer for the club. I don't want to be so picky about the language, really.
Yay, let's do it.
Monica and Sayori proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply from their recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club.
Oh my god, the beams!
Whenever I shoot my beams, I make the Full House sound. Tim Allen.
Do you mean Home Improvement?
Yeah, oh, what did I say? Full House?
Yes, that's okay.
Home Improvement, Tim Allen.
Okay, cool.
Al. Big Al? Wilson. Winston? Who's the neighbor? Wilson?
Wilson.
Wilson. Bam, 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 bam. Oh. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members.
That man made close to $1 billion doing that.
Stop watching videos.
Sorry. It started by itself.
Another day passes. As usual, Monica's the first one to the clubroom. With her is a printout of the revised Literature Club flyer, complete with all the new ideas Monica and Sayori came up with.
If only this was the flyer we gave to that one reading girl the other day. It's so much more attractive than the old one. But
the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. It's that first part where he's like,
It's so over the top.
You have to fucking
right the way into your heart.
Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart.
What are you saying to me?
Yeah.
But the message being delivered is the one that can use writing to discover what the one that's happening, the one themselves.
God, I'm just waiting for her eyeballs to turn into human eyeballs. Like,
Hopefully Monica and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students.
Why do I feel so tense looking at this?
Monica thinks back on the previous meeting when she performed the laser beam eyes and went, Then she performed the writing exercise.
Was I always this bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be president if I can't even demonstrate what the club is supposed to be?
Like just cassette tape ribbon just like explodes out of her mouth.
Yeah, like some guy's like moving a slider to the right. The literature club is truly beginning to take form.
We started with 2 and now we are 2.
With that, the weight on Monica's shoulders only becomes heavier as the same thing happens every day. Debate club was always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints and delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. That's why Monica was so good at it. It existed entirely within her realm of comfort.
It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself, for real.
Monica destroys the school. Monica pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper. It goes straight through the ground and into the center of the earth. But her hand doesn't move.
Boiling liquid hot magma pours all over the yard.
Oops.
Instead, a tiny ink blot of ink collects around the tip of her pen. Monica lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she sees her parents. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. As she does so, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas. Out of spite for herself, Monica disappears. I don't know why she wasn't there when she said. Monica presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper.
Come on, Monica. Just move your hand.
Monica writes,
This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain.
Monica slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk. Like, quickly. Like,
Stupid.
Holy crap.
the air conditioner seems louder today. Oh, it is.
I'm here
Hi.
in the air conditioner.
That's why it's louder! Help! So cold! Monica hears Sayori approach her desk, then stop for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Then she sits down in the adjacent desk.
Bad day?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Me too.
Great talk.
You too.
The new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard on the club, but also something else, I think. Like a plot to kill.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard to just be vulnerable.
Get to that vulnerable place where I can kill.
These cupcakes sure are good. Sayori takes the sheet of paper from Monica's desk. She writes something down, then stares at it for a while.
Can I trust you?
No. You can trust me with anything.
Something an untrustworthy person would say. Sayori gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monica takes the paper from Sayori's desk and reads it. Oh, is this it's Monica?
I think so, yeah.
Sometimes I want to die. Sayori.
This is really, really hard for me.
Her voice shakes.
So if I can do it, then you can too. Because you're like 1,000,000 times better than me.
That's completely not true. I'm 1,000,001 times better than you.
Down to the 5th decimal place.
Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. She's like one of those like boxing dummies
Right.
that just kind of like wobbles around.
Yes.
That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now my head is like screaming at me to stop.
Oh, I think it was her paper.
Yes, definitely.
Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of the promise yesterday.
I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place.
Wow, man, is this supposed to be like kind of an alternate timeline where she talks about her feelings and
then horrible stuff doesn't happen?
yeah, and gets help before she like, you know, does damage to herself.
Wow.
That's interesting.
This is the literature club.
I know.
I trust you more than I'm scared.
Processing.
At those words, Monica stands up. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this. Where Monica's own futile but genuine efforts actually the push to Sayori were Monica's own futile but genuine efforts actually the push that Sayori needed. Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner.
I have to breathe really loud!
As she prepares herself to continue, Monica waits in gentle silence, and then in rough silence.
I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So I never tell anyone about these kinds of thoughts that I have. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy.
Nah, girl.
But that's
Terrible! That's what Monica wants to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing.
That's, yes.
It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me and ask me what's wrong. I know that because it used to be like that.
Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past.
I just want everyone to be happy. Sorry, I was thinking about other shit. That's the most important thing to me. Did I put mayo on the sandwich or mustard?
She just has that look about her. I don't mean to make light of the situation.
And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone.
it would bring happiness to me.
Sayori pauses again, her solemn expression making her look almost like an entirely different person.
How did you find the courage to tell me this? Tell me, how did you do it? You're not worried.
You're not 5 seconds to comply.
It's like her whole hand turns into
You're not, 4 seconds? You're not worried that I'll be 3 seconds. One of those people too.
I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this. But another part of me, I think, I just felt it's different this time. Whenever we talk about what the club is supposed to mean, I kept feeling like it was right for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel like I could say it in confidence and our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly. The club is only 2 people, but it already means this much to me.
Oh, thanks for reminding me it's only 2 people.
Monica feels a tightening sensation in her heart. A feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them.
Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayori. You're so strong and brave. You are brave and strong. You're so strong, Sayori. I don't even compare. You are so brave.
Your strongness is only outweighed by your bravery, which is only outweighed by your strength.
Dividing by 0.
Monica steps forward.
But if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy. If you'd like.
Aww.
Wow. Wordlessly and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monica's shoulder. Through their contact, Monica can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monica realizes that all of the days that have passed, this is the one where she really, really hopes that nobody new walks through the door. Broomhilda!
Hola! She speaks in Spanish.
She speaks softly.
You're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. You can say anything. I'll never judge you. I promise.
Sayori's breath begins to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start speaking, to say the things she never once dared to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice.
I think the Smiths are really fucking overrated. Like, everybody likes them, and I think they're shitty.
Sorry, this was the wrong line to do that on. I didn't look up at the screen.
That's fucked up.
I'm so worthless.
I don't think that, by the way. Morrissey has a great voice. I'm worthless and everyone would be better off without me.
She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek.
I'm just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm not good at anything and it just feels like everyone has to put up with me and I hate it. I hate it.
The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest.
These are the moments where I feel kind of bad about picking such a dumb voice for this character.
Yeah.
But gotta commit.
I don't want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away and now I'm making you put up with me and I just want to die.
As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monica becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to be what Sayori needs right now, so she won't let any sadness show. She's really holding in that fart. Her voice comes through as soft and gentle.
This isn't putting up with you. It's just being your friend.
Monica offers a few words of comfort, as she just did. But she knows, Sayori said it herself, that the thoughts Sayori experiences are ones that don't belong. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. That's what you're doing. What the heck is going on in here? And Monica can't magically make them go away. The most she could do is help Sayori battle them like any good friend would do.
You have so much value. To me and your other friends too.
Your pelt will fetch a pretty penny on the market.
This club wouldn't have been the same without you. It would just be me. I really, really mean that. You coming here was the best thing that could have happened. Even if we never got any other members, I would still be happy.
Hey guys!
Broomhilda, get the fuck out of here. That's what you brought here. You brought us a vision. And you also brought us happiness. And that's your favorite thing to do, right?
Sayori doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gently nod. No more words are needed between them. Their psychic link is complete.
Aw.
The two share their embrace for a while longer, Monica letting Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and her sniffles fully cease, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes.
So anyway, I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others.
Well, I'm here whenever you need me. But any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. If that's what makes you happy.
Thanks.
Man, I need a drink!
You're the best.
No, you are.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you.
The two exchange smiles.
You know, I'm sorry to bring this up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional?
Never mind.
What are you gonna say? A professional what?
Yeah, a prostitute? Why? Sayori nods.
Sayori nods.
It's scary. Since it's already so hard to tell people.
Yeah. Well, of course, it will always be your choice, but if you're ever looking to find the courage for it, I could do my best to help you.
Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would.
Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches. Well, that was boring.
Wow, that made me tired and hungry.
Well, I won't make you do any work today if you're not up for it.
No, I want to. Sleep and eat, I mean, I can say that it's definitely one thing that makes me happy.
Monica smiles.
But I might want to get a snack first.
All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes the two of them to turn their heads. Broomhilda!
Hola!
The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Oh.
Hey!
Hey, that was the end of chapter 1. Wow. You know, to be serious for like 5 seconds, that is something I've read before, that a lot of people who commit suicide have the thought that it will be better for people around them. Like they'll be relieving a burden if they leave the planet. And that is never true.
No, that's not true at all.
Yeah, so if you are feeling that way or anything remotely like it, please go talk to someone and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, as Monica says, go see a professional, because they're good at this shit.
Mm-hmm. And as Sayori says,
That's how you know you found a good one. A professional, that is.
Bim, 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 bim. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, bye, everyone. Cut me some slack.